The story of youth violence is at heart a question of vulnerability and is fundamentally a result of twin failures. First, an environment that fails to nurture children, and second, services creaking under terrible strain, unable to provide the specialist support children in particular desperately need. This is the scandal at the heart of this violence, and this is the real price of austerity. We've talked about exclusions. The Honourable Member for Walthamstow spoke passionately about them. Just 2% of the general population have been excluded from school, compared with 50% of the prison population. The Children's Commissioner has shown that 70,000 under 25-year-olds are currently feared to be part of gang networks. 2 million children live in families with complex needs. 1.6 million have no recognised form of additional support. As the Children's Commissioner said in her excellent report on vulnerabilities, we are all familiar with frailty in old age, but much less so for children and teenagers. Do we know about children who start school unable to speak? Do we understand how this affects their progression? Do we realise that an inability to express yourself leads to anger and difficult behaviour, which is then reflected in rising school exclusions? Do we know that if this continues, not only does the child's education suffer, but their mental health? Do we know that 60% of children who end up in the youth justice estate have a communication problem? No, we do not know how many children got speech and language therapy last year, or how many were turned down. Minister, why do we not know that? Why are we using evidence dating back to 2002 on the link between school exclusions and violence? Why has nationwide research not been conducted on why young people carry knives and use them on each other since 2006, prior to the rise of social media and the consequences of austerity? Why are our services not designed to prevent children with SEN or speech and language difficulties ending up in the criminal justice system? Why do hospital-based diversions only exist in a handful of hospitals across the country, while serious youth violence is prevalent in every city? Why have our known successful youth services been denigrated to the point that most young people don't have access to any diversionary activities at all? I hope the Minister will consider carefully the call from my honourable friend from Leighton and Wanstead for a full inquiry, so that we can consider all these factors and why young people are carrying knives.